The Smite Weekly Update Show.
Shut up! Shut up!
What's up, friends? Welcome to the inaugural episode of, as you saw in the opening,
The Smite Weekly Update Show.
yes, it is our only show that has an opening, and it is superb. Chef kiss me.
Absolutely.
And as the title so aptly suggests, this is the Smite Weekly Update Show, where each week we'll talk about things new and cool in Smite. This week we're talking about a patch that's coming out later in February, on 25th, I believe is what I said it was.
Something like that.
Yes, on the 25th. And then also we've got an update to our tier list that came out in last week's podcast. So without further ado, we'll jump right into let's do the patch notes first, and then we'll talk about our tier updates. So
Sure.
with this patch, the update comes out. It's called Update 7.2, the Ascendant Warrior, and that is coming out, like I said, February 25th, and it gives us the Chinese warrior Mulan as
She looks pretty
everyone's
cool.
favorite. She does look pretty cool, and her only goal is to defeat the Huns.
Defeat and look like a man.
And look like a man.
That too.
I'm gonna go over her kit right now, and just then we can talk about her a little bit. So this will be probably new to some people, probably not new to anyone, someone else. All right, her passive is called Training Arc. Mulan utilizes a sword, spear, and bow with her abilities and can gain skill towards them by damaging enemy gods. Her expertise in each weapon provides different bonuses. Mulan also gains a buff for 10 seconds that reduces the cooldown of the next non-ultimate ability used by 2 seconds. And the sword skill is damage. It scales from 600 to 2400 to 6000. Spear is the same, and then bow is less. It goes 300, 700, 1500. And then the skill gain for minions is 20%. And then her abilities, her one is called Cross Strike. Mulan swings her sword with precision, striking twice and dealing damage to all enemies hit. So cross. And then the 3 levels you can have with it of proficiency: skilled, adept, and mastered. If you're skilled with it, Mulan gains attack speed increase after using the ability. If you're adept with it, she strikes a third time in a large cone in front of her, and if you've mastered it, she gains an additional 5% attack speed.
Just passively.
Yes. If you are, let's say you're mastered, do you also get the bonuses of adept and skilled, or do you only get the bonus of mastered?
Well, I would imagine that they stack.
Yeah.
Because in normal world stuff, when you're a black belt, you don't forget everything from the previous belts.
No, but that's a lot of stuff.
That's why I guess that. I mean, they're not very large.
No.
Increases 5%.
But if you're mastered in it with a fully built kit, and you're already getting another 5%, is pretty significant.
She can be busted
for sure. The next ability is called Spear Thrust. So her 2 is called Spear Thrust. Mulan brings forth her spear, striking in front of her, dealing damage and slowing all the enemies hit. And then her 3 bonuses for that: skilled is she heals for up to 3 enemies hit. Adept is she strikes a second time further in front of her, dealing bonus damage if she hits the same enemy. And then mastered is she gains 5% power. Her 3 is called Grapple. Mulan readies herself and fires an arrow with a rope attached to it. If she hits an enemy god, she stuns them, dealing damage and pulling them towards her while dashing and hitting them again for extra damage. Skilled, Mulan gains a protection buff after hitting an enemy god. Adept, Mulan is able to dash into 2 walls. And then mastered, Mulan gains 5% movement speed. And then her ultimate, Mulan brings forth her entire arsenal, dashing forward with sword slashes, dealing damage and rooting enemies for 1 second. If she hits an enemy god during the dash, Mulan uses her new divine energy to knock the enemies up with her spear before firing a large projectile attack with her bow. Dealing damage with any part of this ability gains skills towards the weapon used.
It's if you watch Hyra showing it off, it's like a get over here kind of thing. You hit them, and you get pulled toward them, and they get pulled toward you into the middle of the chain.
Yeah.
So they get pulled, and you kind of go at them.
I like how you can use it against the wall and pull yourself to the wall.
Yeah, that's one of the mastery things. It's kind of cool ability.
It is. She seems very interesting. All those ability additions. Wait, so are they passives?
No, they're the abilities. Wait, wait.
No. Or the like the tiers of the abilities. Are the
Yes,
tier bonuses passives?
Yes,
Some of them are, yeah.
So if she's mastered all of her abilities, she gets +5 movement, +5 power, and +5 attack speed
Yes.
percent.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Mhm.
Um,
And she's a warrior, so I mean, it'll be significant, but it won't be like getting 5% extra power on like an assassin or something. It's gonna
that's true.
wallop.
Yeah.
She gets a little bit heal, which would be nice. I don't know. She'll probably be pretty fun. I'm not a huge warrior person. I don't like very many warriors, but this will be. I'll play her. Hopefully, I'll enjoy her. I like Mulan. So
Did you talk about her ult, or did I interrupt you?
No, I talked
Before you
about
got
it. I explained it. Yeah, she brings forth her entire arsenal, does all that business. Talked about it. So any other thoughts on Mulan?
I'm excited. It should be
I'm
fun.
also excited.
I think she's gonna be busted.
It seems like she will be busted. It seems like something that those numbers will be tweaked. As far as I didn't go into like specifically the damage of all the stuff. As it scales throughout the levels, you could look that up. I'll put the patch notes in the comments or in the description also, so you can see it. The specific breaks down, but for each of the levels. But I'm sure those will end up getting tweaked at some point in time just to make up for it. We also got excuse me new god skins with the update.
Difficult to show off in this
It
or
is very
talk about them,
difficult to show up, but there are 8 new god skins. Actually, I'm sorry. No, there are 11 new god skins, but only 8 have been released by the Smite website right now. There are 3 that are coming soon.
Okay.
Gods that are getting these skins include, they're called Jade Dragon Set, Iron Conqueror Hera, Infinite Duality Agni, the Dunk Father Odin, Ascended Mulan, Hydro.
masteries.
Huh?
They were the basic Mulan are just her mastery skins.
Hydro Machina Poseidon, and then April Showers Discordia, and then some that are coming soon.
The Dunk Father Odin's really cool.
It is.
He's like a basketball player, and like when he jumps, like there's a graphic, I guess, of a basketball hoop. So it's like slams it. And
for all these things
cool.
that we're talking about, like these skin images, I may or may not be putting them right here. So you may or may not be seeing them right now. And the same goes for, as I was talking about the movesets, I might clip short clips of those and put them right here. Depending how generous I'm feeling and how much I actually want to edit this video, you might see them.
Hint, you won't be seeing them.
Maybe you'll see the images, the videos, I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't use the videos.
I mean, I might use the videos. Just small.
Oh, copyright.
Smite might not care. Other people use them.
That's true.
And then some general bug fixes that will.
Before you go, so we said that there's the patch on the 25th. There's also a mini baby patch tomorrow, the 11th. If you go down, it'll explains that. Where it's just god balances, and they're all nerfs on the top gods right now. So Bastet, Thor, Odin, Susano, Heimdall, and Yumoji are getting negatively adjusted.
Bastet's getting negatively adjusted. Did she need it?
Apparently, they thought so.
What's happening to her?
Physical power scaling is being reduced
on her
jump from 100% to 90%. So not really.
It's just a small buff.
Whatever.
Or
nerf.
Everything here is not wacky. It's all just small adjustments.
That's fine.
So, just thought I would mention that before we move.
No, that's fair. There's also no real big bug fixes. It's all like visual stuff, quality of life stuff, and some user interface stuff for the most part. But yeah, so those are at least the big things that are coming out in the patch. Is there anything else that you saw that is really big that you want to mention, Dave?
In the later the main patch?
The patch that's coming out
25th,
or the one that's coming out tomorrow.
Cuckoo is getting a nerf. He's the best mid laner in Conquest right now, or one of the top 2. So that's good, I suppose. Raijin's getting a buff on his lane clear, which will help him because he's kind of poopy that way in the beginning. Set's getting a buff, which I think he needs because that was kind of
I enjoy playing
struggling.
Him, but not great.
Yeah. Famana's getting a buff, which you'll see in our tier list that he needs drastically.
Yeah, and then the next one I'm excited for, Shablanca is getting a buff.
For what?
His branching bolas will hit
Little
hit
harder.
and then they decrease his ultimate cooldown because it might be useless, but at least it can be useless more often.
You could spam it. Good point.
Corey.
You fucking alcoholic.
Yeah, it's not a very big patch since they're putting in a god, but
I expect the next patch to be the.
It'll
chunky.
be big against Mulan.
Yeah.
To fix her. What I'm very surprised about, at least I didn't see, I don't know if you guys saw it at all. We got new stuff and new items. None of those got tweaked.
One item. No new items did except for Hand of God. Oh no, that's just bug fix.
Yeah, they're just bug.
Usually when they add new stuff like that, they're like, "Oh, we fucked up on this. We got to make the adjustments to it." That was not the case. So
yeah, I think they're letting them. Yeah, they might be letting them hang out a little bit longer to see rather than jumping the gun.
I mean, they didn't do that with Bastet.
That's true. But that's not a very big change.
No,
10% on her one ability. But the new items, some of them are. I don't know of any that are strictly overperforming. That new helmet that
underperforming.
Yeah, or underperforming. That new helmet that is for mages or seems like solo lane mages that buffs minions and stuff doesn't seem to be going crazy. It's good for sure, but it's not as crazy as I thought it would be. And there's I don't know of any other items that are wacky.
Well, that's good.
My builds are pretty much the same.
They didn't fuck it up.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on that, or do you want to just jump right into our updated rankings?
Let's jump in.
Updated tier list. Right there.
Yep.
So there are a handful of changes we made. Obviously, we added in finally Odin. Not finally. This is only their second one. But we added in Odin. We added in Bastet, and we placed them accordingly. And we made some other changes according to how some gods have played. And as you can see now, we have our first ever double S tier god. And that is because Pele is a bitch.
She is in
any game that we've been playing in, she destroys.
Mm-hmm. Against us or on our team.
She's a god among gods.
It's absurd.
God among gods, consistently.
If she just runs at you and you die, and survives. And if you build any sort of lifesteal on her, she just comes out of the fight. Unless you get Krakened or something, you come out of the fight with like 75% health. And you've killed 3 of the enemy team by yourself. So she's nutso.
Davis, what other changes have we made?
We had Susano in A+, and I moved him up to S. So that's a conquest thing. Primarily, he's probably number 3 in conquest right now. And he is absurd and does lots and lots of damage and can pretty much just use one set of abilities and kill anybody who isn't a tank.
We played against him in Siege a couple days ago or whenever it was, and his had very good mobility, so he could get across that map really easily and just pop out of nowhere and fuck you up real good.
Yeah, if you get plucked by him and then get hit by his ult and then finished up with his other abilities, that's game over. So, really strong.
Shane, were you going to say something?
No.
You just opened your mouth for no reason?
I said, yeah, he hurts.
Yeah.
Indeed. Go on, Davis.
We talked about Pele. Kumbhakarna moving up from A+ to S. Lots of damage, tons of CC. He's got 3 of his abilities do CC, and one of them is a super long mez. Just very good. And if you have a Kuma on your team, you're never upset about it. He's very strong in lots of ways.
One of my favorite Guardians.
Yeah.
Rightfully in the S. There was a little bit of a debate we had on him, whether or not he matched up with the other gods in this rank or he was better or worse than them. But ultimately, it's probably a good spot for him with all the CC that he has. That's a big game disruptor.
Yeah, we did, especially for casual people, like what this tier list is about. Good for casuals and bad to play against as casual. So that's like good both. Don just talked about it. Judging Kumba versus other Guardians in that tier. Geb was there, but we moved him down to A+. Currently, I would rather have a Kumba Karna than a Geb.
That was basically the basis behind that move when we really thought about it.
Yep, I would rather have an Athena than a Geb. I would rather have a Emoji and a Kumba over a Geb. But Geb is still great, so that's why he's an A+. Another move up, we moved Poseidon from A+ to S. He's got big circle syndrome, which is good for him. And I've been playing him a lot in the jungle, and he is absurd and provides tons and tons of pressure. You can't fight in. You can't fight into him because he's going to crack in you. He helps whatever wave or lane he rotates to. He helps clear it and provides pressure that way.
Good movement.
Yep, good movement with his 2. You can go up to any jungle camp and it's basically yours because they're too afraid to run at you because you have Kraken. Super strong, lots of burst. You can build some attack speed on him to really screw people up. If you've whiffed your ult, you can chase him down with your 2 and do tons of damage. So he's super useful right now and has a lot of utility and is really good. He's good in mid lane, but I think he's really shining in jungle right now. Second to last movement upwards is Amaterasu. We had her in A before, now she's in A+. Every game that she's in, she just wrecks, either in solo or support. She's a super aggressive support, which is really nice because then you can win lane that way. And in solo, she's super safe once you get past like level 3.
One of the few gods that Corey has played and has experience with also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like her. I just suck at melee combat.
You'll get there.
Or combat in general, but
but her ult's a game changer or a fight changer at least. You have to pull off against her ult because you're gonna get stunned and get damage and stuff. So super good, but not on the level of like a King Arthur or Achilles. Those are both better. Couple downs we moved besides Geb. Ao Kwang, I moved down from A to B+. So far, what I've seen, even with Ring update that gives him attack speed and lifesteal, that Ring of Hecate, he's still poo-poo. He shouldn't have been an A. He should have been in B+ from the start.
It was our first tier. We had to some kinks we're working out as we go.
Yeah. So yeah, Ao Kwang needs help. And the Ring didn't fix it, so he's still poopy. In our opinion.
We played against Ao Kwang in Assault. That ended up good, but obviously he was not by himself, and it was in Assault. But
yeah. Another move down, Thanatos from S to A. He does have an execute, which is really good. I'm sorry, A+, not A. Wait. Yeah, A+. I'm sorry. Not A. He does have an execute, which is really good. His 1 hits for 1 million, but it's kind of difficult to hit. Other gods,
he just doesn't compare to the other gods.
The other assassins in S are just better. Susanoo, Thor, Hunbots, those are just better assassins.
Yep. So he had to go down, or the other ones had to go up, and the other ones weren't going up, so he was going down.
Yep. So and you'll notice that there's nobody in new anymore. We've ranked Bastet and Odin after the couple weeks that we've seen them being played, or 1 week, I guess. Yeah,
we've seen a lot of them in that time.
Yes, especially Odin. Bastet we put.
God, Odin.
Yeah, Bastet we put in A. I'm not impressed with the changes. Every time we play against. Yeah, every time we see her, she doesn't do much. She still does quite a bit of damage, especially when her ult is procced and her abilities do better stuff. But I'm not. If I see her running down the lane, I'm not as worried about her as I am a Thor or a Susano,
Absolutely not.
or even a Daji who's in a rank above her. So her alts, I like the cats from before. The cats on her alt now are okay, but it's just a stim for her other abilities rather than an actual thing that does stuff and slows and does damage and tanks towers and stuff for you. So
And it's a weird
I
move
liked
that
her before.
all they've done so far is with, like we said, the update that comes out on the 11th nerfs something of hers, so only makes her worse. Granted, it's not much, but I feel like it's going the wrong direction. But
yeah, we're watching. It's only been a week or however long it's been, so we're keeping an eye on it, and it may move. But right now, I'm not impressed.
Agreed.
Odin, we put in A+. I'm slightly more impressed with Odin than I am best at, just because Bird Bomb is Bird Bomb's the same. His alt is now weaker because you can get out of it. I still don't think I don't think I have gotten out of it ever, because that requires a lot of. If there's multiple people in there, they have to play. You have to hit the same panel, and nobody does it because you're playing with randoms.
You're like, ah,
yeah.
I've had in Conquest specifically had people on the outside break me out and be able to move.
Yeah, but again, that's coordination, and you're not doing that at level 5 when you don't have any attack speed, and you're just going to get walloped in there. So, it does have a downside, but I haven't
experienced it.
I haven't experienced the positive of being able to get out quite yet. I'd still just jump over it if I can. I'm not going to try to beat down the wall. I'm just going to jump over it if I have the ability to.
Probably like late game, high attack speed ADC, boom, 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 boom. You could probably get out, but once that, you're talking about late game, almost fully built with attack speed.
Mm-hmm. And then Odin will have fallen off by that point anyway because he's still Odin. But his spear throw seems like it's kind of clunky because it pulses, and then at the final pulse, that's when it'll actually stun somebody. It's annoying, and it has a really long range, and it's a good setup stun for other stuff. But it's better than his old spinny 3. That's for sure. That just slowed and did a little bit baby damage. So before I probably would have put Odin in A, and I think that he's better than he was before slightly. So I'm putting him in A+.
Positives outweigh the negatives.
Yeah. People were watching, like we just said, best at, and then Izanami. I think we talked about in the last one that I've been seeing a lot of Izanami in my games, and she's doing really well.
Vamana going down?
Oh, no.
Doesn't really matter because Vamana sucks balls, but Vamana dropped.
Vamana dropped dramatically. He went from B+ to C. He's our third C character.
Big Baby sucks.
Big Baby's terrible. Don't play him. He's useless and doesn't do anything. He somehow dies in his ult that heals him all the time, and then doesn't do anything else besides a knock up and a slow.
Correct. Not much to say about him, but continue both what you're saying.
Izanami, I've been seeing her a lot in my games, and she's doing very well. I'm not comfortable moving her up to S yet. Just because, I mean, it could just be flukes, but every game she's in, she's doing well, unless it's just a super bad player. But she pops off, and so we're gonna keep an eye on her.
I'm thinking, I personally, I was like, we should probably bump her up, but he was like, well, let's wait on it, and then it's probably a good idea. Don't want to be too rash on the matter. I think she's probably moving in the right direction. Watch that arrow. Eye under arrow. She's going up.
Yeah, Bell Pepper Team. You've heard her here first. Bell Pepper Team exclusive. Izanami might go up to S. Might. And I saved our biggest change for last. Camazotz. We moved from balanced at A to S. Because he is wacky. Right now. He may even go higher. They're nerfing him in the big patch a little bit, but they buffed him before to increase all of his lifesteal stuff, and it's very, very difficult to not have any health as Camazotz.
I think his performance, without being too dramatic, and this is probably why we didn't put him in S+ because we don't want to be too dramatic. I think his performance a lot of the time just below Pele, not at the level of Pele, but there are some times where it's like Casman Tater Tots, he fucks shit up just like Pele.
Every game he's been in that either I played him or been played against or somebody else on was him on my team. He goes very positive, like dramatically, like 15-3 kind of stuff. He's super safe. His jump is farther now. His lifesteal is out the wazoo. You still heal off of the pools of the dead people that you've killed or have died. So and it stacks. So if there's two that are overlapping, you're getting double heal if you're standing in the middle of them. So you're like 10% health, and then in 3 seconds you're back at full, or almost full. So there's no reason to not play him right now. Besides, his 2 is difficult to hit, but if you've played him enough, you kind of know the trajectory and stuff. So, definitely S right now. Maybe going higher depending on how it goes. But they are nerfing him, so maybe he'll stick around in S. But I think he's wild right now.
Agreed. Was that the last one?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I talked about Gab. Yep, that's all my notes.
All right. So that is our updated tier list. You can see right here in its entirety. We're going to be keeping that going throughout the entirety of Season 7. We're going to do changes and stuff, and people going up, people going down, up until Season 8, and then we might just do an entire new one, start from scratch, and look at it all and reorganize it. But through Season 7, it'll be ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. So if you agree with us or don't agree with us, let us know in the comments. Share with your friends so that they can agree with us or disagree with us, and let us know.
But remember, we're right. You're wrong.
That's true.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't forget that.
Unless you're right, and then please tell us. But
that's true.
Let
us know that you're right, but we're still tell you that we are the actual ones that are right.
Well, everyone but me is right.
That's true. That's true. You're right, Shane. You're right.
So, yeah. To tune in next week for the next episode and our update.
Of the Smite Weekly Update Show.
See you guys next week.